Have you ever noticed while walking through the mall how many people are on their cell phones? Or even while you're out to eat, how many people are paying more attention to their phones than the people they're out with? Or even when you walk into a classroom, how many people have a phone in their hands? Even this, have you ever noticed how many people while driving are either texting or talking on the phone, not paying a single bit of attention with what's going on in front of them? I know myself, I have seen this plenty of times. It's really sad what our generation has come to. It's like the cell phone has become part of the human body. People can't go 5 minutes without checking their phones, and this goes with driving too. You would think people would be able to put down their phones just for a little bit while driving, you know, but they don't. And it's really quite frightening actually because it's like their cell phones are more important than their lives. This is why every state should require the law of hands-free driving. The problem is that there's already so many distractions out there while driving. For instance, natural distractions, animals running in front of our cars, people walking down the street, people on bicycles. The radio is also a huge distraction for many people. And paying attention to other cars while driving can be a distraction as well. Adding a cell phone to the mix just makes matters a lot worse. It takes at least 5 seconds to look or even answer a text message. Add driving to the mix, going 55 miles per hour is like traveling the same length of a football field. A lot can happen within those 5 seconds your eyes are off the road. Cell phones are just adding way too much distraction for drivers, which is then leading to way too many car accidents related to it that can be well prevented. According to Edgar Sinner and Associates, 1 out of 4 car accidents is related to texting and driving. In fact, texting and driving is more dangerous than drinking and driving. You are 6 times more likely to get in an accident with texting and driving than drinking and driving. The extent of the problem is that way too many people are using cell phones while driving when there is no need to. According to Edgar Sinner and Associates, every day there is about 660,000 people trying to use their cell phones while driving. There are about 1.6 million accidents per year which are caused by the use of cell phones. Out of that 1.6 million accidents per year, there's about 330,000 injuries that occur from those accidents, which is still way too many. According to NSC Motor Vehicle Faculty estimates, within just 6 months from January to June of 2015, there was about 18,630 deaths related to cell phone accidents. This was over half the amount of deaths related to cell phone accidents in the year of 2014 alone. The thing is, everyone is affected from this problem. The drivers, the passengers of the drivers' cars, other drivers on the road, motorcyclers, people walking the street, bicyclers, and even cops doing detail work on the side of the road. With this huge problem that we have right now, which is growing with the number of crashes and deaths related to it each year, something must be done. And this is where the hands-free driving law comes in place, and this is where we enforce it. This is one step in the right direction in solving this problem. According to Governor's Highway Safety Association, 14 states have this law in place as of right now, including D.C., Guam, Puerto Rico, and the U.S. Virgin Islands. These 14 states include California, Washington, Oregon, Hawaii, Nevada, Illinois, West Virginia, Maryland, Delaware, New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, New Hampshire, and Vermont. With these 14 states with the law, you as a driver are not allowed to have a cell phone in hand while driving, no matter what. This should be the case for every state, though, not just these 14 states. If this law is working for these states as of right now, then why can't the other 36 states have this law in place? It should be illegal to have a phone in hand no matter what the circumstances are, whether you're talking, texting, on social media, or using your GPS. This is why a lot of cars have GPSs and Bluetooths installed to prevent these problems from happening in the first place. For this law to work, though, the law enforcement would really have to enforce it to make it happen and to actually make a difference. There should be consequences to follow, though, if you were to get caught with a cell phone in hand while driving. As in, the first offense should be a fine, the second offense should be even a bigger fine, and the third offense should be the driver's license should be taken away for a certain amount of time, and they should have to take safety courses to obtain their license again, before obtaining their license again. If the driver were to kill someone while using their cell phones, they should be sentenced up to a year in jail with no questions asked whatsoever. I feel as if there's no consequences to follow people's actions, they will never learn their lesson. I also think there should be a lot more advertising about this problem as well. I think that there should be more commercials on TV talking about what can happen to people if they were to use cell phones while driving and what the consequences are. I mean, I have seen a couple commercials out there, but not enough. And I think there should be a lot more talking about this problem. With this law, it would bring in a lot of revenue for the law enforcement with tickets and such, but also it would save drivers a lot of money in the long run. Say if you were to crash your car while using your phone, you are most likely going to be at fault. And if that were to happen, you're going to end up paying for all the damages related to that accident, or your insurance is going to end up paying for it, and then your insurance is going to go up. So either way, in the end, you lose. The expected results of this law would be that the rate of cell phone related accidents would go down, and so would the deaths and injuries related to it. Furthermore, there would be a huge decrease in the use of cell phones while driving, which is the whole point of the law. If you really need to call someone while driving, then use Bluetooth. That is the purpose of it. Overall, the roads and the highways would be a much safer place for everyone. The law isn't just about banning the use of cell phones, but more about being a safer driver, not just for you, but for everyone else around you. In the end, it's about this law could save your life and others. And that's it.